Do you think either of these players are actually title contenders? Is MC a title contender for DreamHack Winter? Or are these two players are expected to go through a couple of rounds here, then get knocked out by a better player?
Neither of these guys can take out Life or Tasia, I don't think.
I think that's the expectation. Yes,
Yeah?
I agree with that. I think both these guys, on paper, everyone will look at them and say, no, you're not going to win. But, you know, go far, make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's crazy, because both jjakji and MC have won the biggest of the big tournaments, and certainly are capable of it. It's just StarCraft 2 has escalated to such a point right now where there's so many hugely dangerous weapons. Like, look at Life laughing through yesterday. Just like, they're like, such and such thinks they can give you a challenge. He's like, I don't know, I guess. We'll play.
It's like, I don't know. I'm going to make Zerglings with speed.
Yeah.
What's he going to do against that, though?
Are you hyped about Tasia? It's going to be an amazing match. He's like, no, not really. I mean, he's good.
I think it's I think we can say that jjakji seemed pretty calm and composed when he was on stage there. It's, you know, the way that he answered the questions that Smix was giving him. He was like, well, you know, I've lost 4 times this year, but I'm actually just going to get some revenge now. He didn't really seem nervous, and I think he might feel a little bit, you know, confident in this, despite everyone looking at him as the underdog here. And that's obviously going to be very good for his game.
I hope so. He's got the experience. He's been playing it in big matches for a long time.
And they know each other inside out. Of course, both these players playing throughout WCS Europe all year. They've met multiple times despite MC coming out ahead. They know each other inside out. And of course, we all know that mind games can play a big factor in this.
Well, I don't want to play mind games against MC, and I don't think jjakji does either.
That's true. That's true.
All
right, so we are ready to begin this game now, finally. Both players are ready. Your commentary team, as you may already have noticed, is going to be Artosis and in control.
Thank you very much. All right, our first map going to be Nimbus in control, and that's going to be followed by Deadwing, Foxtrot, and then if we get that far, Merry-Go-Round and King Sejong Station. No big surprise here, I guess, except Nimbus a little bit for me.
A little bit. Merry-Go-Round PvT-wise is pretty difficult, but again, it's a 2-base all-in map, and MC is right at home with that. That's totally fine. But otherwise, the map pool is pretty good across the board. jjakji's more of a macro Terran, and he would like the bigger maps with, again, like we talked about playstyle, is figure out what that Protoss is trying to do, counter it, and overwhelm them with better force.
All right, well, let's go ahead, take a look at our players, and get into this game. In the bottom left of Nimbus, the biggest prize winner of all time in StarCraft 2, it is MC.
And his opponent, spawning across the map, the blue Terran from My Insanity, it's jjakji. And all is calm on the Western Front so far. Of course, proxy play at this stage, not super common. We do see a barracks from jjakji, which is going to rule out CC first. MC with just the pylon going up to 13 supply. If there's no gateway, there is. Yep, there's the gateway. Okay.
All right, well. You know, I want to point something out. Overgrowth isn't in this map pool. I really think MC pulled that out. He doesn't want it because that's like the most standard map, and MC is anything but standard. This is not a guy you're going to see open with the type of macro build a Rain or a Zest will.
Yeah.
Or any Protoss on the ladder. Like this is, which is super interesting.
Yeah.
It means he has something planned for Nimbus, because Nimbus historically is one of the hardest PvT maps we've had in StarCraft 2 in a very long time.
Walk me through why on that. Why? What makes this hard PvT-wise?
Well, you know, the back natural that you have is so droppable.
Yeah.
It is like, I cannot even stress to you how droppable that back natural is. If you just load up a bunch of medevacs, you have to have like 8 Stalkers plus a Colossus up there to deter it. 2-3 cannons won't do it.
Nope.
There's almost nothing that will do it. It's actually just absolutely insane to defend. So that becomes very difficult. That third base, not too bad to get out in front, but once you start trying to take a fourth, where do you take it? You're so spread out, you cannot possibly defend everything.
I think the other thing too is the random factor. This is a true 4-player map. You can spawn in any spawn locations, unless something unforeseen happened at DreamHack where they ruled that out. But be that as it is, cross spawn like this, fantastic for MC, outside of the fact that you just mentioned that back natural is very droppable. But imagine if they're bottom right or top left, then you have even more exposed area that gets dropped. And if he's bottom right versus top right, holy cow, MC's going to have a tough time holding that natural.
Yeah, if Terran is like near your back natural, I think you just do a 2-base all in, because it's just, you can't hold it. They take like 1 second from dropping you to defending. So it's It's absolutely brutal, but that means MC has a plan. So I'm just going to kind of wait and see what it is. I wonder, you know, a lot of people have tried Phoenix Colossus on this map. Yeah. It's a good build. We'll see if he's going to do that just momentarily as he does reach a little bit more gas. We'll see his tech choice.
I like your theory because you know, best of 5 is really where the mental part of the game also gets expanded. He certainly does have a plan because that's the kind of Protoss player that MC is, but he also is so well known for that that his opponent is conscientious of that. And when you play on a map where there's more options as opposed to limited options like a merry-go-round, all of a sudden, you know, jjakji, like we kind of talked about earlier, he's starting to think about more possibilities, and he's writing narratives to little things that he's seeing that may or may not be actually true. MC is just going to go with an in-base Stargate, which is very vanilla, most likely for Oracle. But look at the due diligence from jjakji hunting around the map and all the proxy locations. This is really hot on the meta right now as proxy Oracle.
That plus the fact, like, an alarm has to go off in your head if Protoss doesn't get rid of Nimbus. Nimbus and Catalina are two maps that are so hard in this matchup that everyone thumbs them down, probably you know, vetoes them almost every single time. So he is just like, okay, this is great. Oh my God, we get to play on Nimbus? This is fantastic. let me just live for a few minutes so that I can kill you with medevac drops. And you know, that's why he's looking for all these proxies. Yeah,
and to that effect, I love his opening. Just that, I call it the Swiss Army opening, just a few Widow Mines coming out, Marines being pumped off that reactor barracks. This is not the most aggressive opening, but it even has options for that. You can actually just pump out a quick medevac and jump down on a detection-less Protoss. It's really, really nice because, as you said, it's kind of got the receptive opening to it. It can defend, but it has like a nod towards aggression as well while not sacrificing econ as well.
Yeah, I think it's a nice choice by jjakji, to be honest. Now, he did just scan and see the Oracle, and he also saw Forge coming in. What do you do here as jjakji? What are you thinking?
For me, I mean, the very obvious is, well, I got to deflect that Oracle, but the follow-up is probably, in my opinion, likely Blink Stalkers, and with MC, that's almost kind of, it's like codified. It's like, well, okay, boop, that's what he's going to do because he loves doing that. So I'd be worried about not overextending, not being out on the map with too many medevacs because that Blink follow-up is going to be really strong. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because we don't even have a Twilight Council, but that, for me, I think that's what jjakji has to be aware of.
Sure. It wouldn't be a bad choice here. Now, we do have a medevac drop coming in with that Widow Mine, but already a cannon on the way. So looks like that Forge being very, very useful. 0 probes killed. He's probably just going to have to go ahead and retrieve this mine. Not a whole lot he can do.
Missed mining time, of course, and he will retreat as that cannon finishes up, but as you point out, no probes lost. So you'll gladly take the missed, you know, the missed mining time. Something's gonna happen there. It's very rare, especially with the opening, to have any kind of like detection and then the DPS to shoot down a Widow Mine before it gets off its volley. There is that Twilight Council, but at the same time a Robo as well. So it very well could be just a completely standard Colossus follow-up. We can see that from MC. And we get hyped up about his cheese, but he's not shy about going 3-base. It's just, for him, 3-base is going to be the tipping point. From that point forward, it will be all-out aggression. It's very rarely just defend, 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 like Rain, for instance.
Oh, absolutely the case for MC. And, you know, I do like what he's doing, right? It looks like he's going all tech routes. This is a very gas-heavy play from him on just 2 bases, but the thing is, you can play a map like Nimbus a bit different. You can sit there, have 1 Forge upgrade, and go for Blink, go for Colossus, and sit on 2 bases and try to punish Terran if they do anything too greedy.
Oh, holy cow. On that point, here we go. Terran's going to not be greedy here, but a little bit aggressive. Drops on the sentries, but kind of a very cautious movement from both these players. Also, the back of the natural getting dropped as well, but there's detection there. The cannon is there as well. Do get a photon overcharge in the main, but as we can see kind of with our bird's eye view, jjakji's not coiling up for a big strike, so that photon overcharge at this point in time is just to make sure that the economy continues to chug along, and MC is sparing nothing to do just that. 3rd CC for jjakji, and the game's shaping up. A lot of gateways coming in, though.
Yeah, that is the case. It looks like this is just going to be a massive Blink attack, perhaps. He actually has 25 probes mining on his main Nexus.
26 even.
Yeah, and nothing on one of those guys. So he actually got messed up heavily from that drop. Like, the drop didn't kill anything, but it actually did better than kill something. Like, I'd much rather lose 3 probes than forget to put 3 probes back on gas.
The lasting damage of that, if not noticed, can go on potentially for the entire game, and that wouldn't be super weird considering both these players have so much to play for. It is going to be a robotic spade. There is the 3rd Nexus. I want to ask you, though, this attack upgrade to me, is just exudes aggression, but it looks like it's not going to be at least early aggression. What do you think about the attack upgrade here?
Well, I like that he's getting it because of how gas-heavy this has been and how the third base is like a little bit later than you would want with something like this. But you know, I think it's fine. He wants to just get upgrades in general, and it works. If you go Colossus Stalker, for the most part, attack is actually much better than armor.
Okay. We'll have to see how that shapes up. Now, this drop party did fly past that forward observer. These are one of the key observers, Terrans of the universe, and really just everybody, Protoss and Zerg. Protoss will try to put that observer right in front of your natural, man. You gotta kill it every single game. So far, jjakji's not seeing it. He is rocking a 20 supply advantage right now, but MC's stabilizing. And again, we've been hyping up his aggression, we've been hyping up his cheese. A little strange in the upgrades, but just a little bit. Otherwise, MC is kind of showing us all that he's willing to also go into the bread and butter as well.
Absolutely. Like, look at his defense at that back natural as well. He had 2 cannons, bunch of zealots. You had the stalkers in place as you saw the drop coming. He's basically like, I know what you want to do here to kill me, and I'm going to keep defending, and I'm going to play very conservatively. Like, the only aggressive move he's done was an Oracle opening, right? But look at this. This is that drop we were just talking about in control. 5 medevacs ready to hit that back natural.
This is the Buster drop. He's also kind of circling around. There is an observer spotting that lone medevac, and he's actually going to offload the units just above the natural. Kind of, he's not sending the misinformation because MC is not, well, unfortunately for jjakji, he's not receiving it, but he kind of wanted to say, hey, get everything inside your natural and strike at that third. But this observer right here, of course, sees the 5 medevacs, sees the army circling around, and knows that for right now, the attention is on the third.
Well, he does finally scan and kill the observer. A very important move right there. You're going to really, you know, the robo build time plus the gas is very important on Nimbus. You actually want to have like 4 or 5 observers. Normally, you can't actually afford to get those all out. So any observer you lose is hugely detrimental to your defense.
Yeah, and it's also huge on the Terran side too, just kind of shutting down information. We have some stalkers getting caught here on the right side of the map, and
I'm like, oh my god, GG!
Where did those 16 DTs come from? Holy cow.
Wow.
Nope. Here we are. jjakji decided it's better to back off, goes up to the tower. Again, he has shot down a bunch of the observers. He's got a pretty good grasp on this game, and MC's going to push out.
All right, let's see how this goes for him. This push out makes me just a little bit nervous. Like, he can do it. He has blink. He's going to have charge. He has 3 upgrades. He has good Colossus count, three sentries.
Just started
so he can mix it up. But yeah, this is like the one moment when you're transitioning to Storm is one of your weakest moments in a PvT. So I feel like that. Yeah, it looks like it was just like posturing. He just walked out. He's like, hey, I might attack you, and that gives him extra time to get Storm done. So he's truly safe.
And there's definitely something to be said for posturing. Terran players, you know, that's when they start scanning. That's when they get out in the army. Sometimes you get a stim or 2 out of them for just faster movement. It's a key part of Protoss play across the board. But both these players are rounding out, coming closer to maxing. We had 2 medevacs at the lower part of the map. I don't see them on the minimap now. I think they might have rejoined the major blob. And one of the kind of, well, we already have Ghost coming out. I was going to say, one of the fears you have to have as a Terran player is maxing out prematurely. Like, you need to have the right number of Vikings, the right... Oh, these medevacs do get found, actually. Ooh. Both get popped down. Nice pickup from MC to the right of his 4th base attempt here.
That was really, really well done by MC, no doubt about it. To pick off almost 20 supply there is fantastic. And he's just added 6 more gates, so he's on 13 gates. Like, MC is in full beast macro mode, even taking a 4th base on, once again, as we said, this is map... Guys, we aren't lying. This is a hard map to defend your back natural, and this is a hard map to take a 4th base, but MC is doing it all with ease.
And he's doing it with 1 observer that is getting away with murder. We're going to have this big fight, though. Guardian shields are up. Archon's pushing forward. Nice concave from the Protoss player. Vikings going to work, shooting down the 2nd, working on the 3rd Colossus right now. MC's pushing forward. He does have Storm, and he's actually cleaned up the Vikings. An EMP kind of ineffectively misses a majority of the Templar there. MC reinforcing with pylons, and he's... Potentially, this might not just be posturing. You have to look out for MC here.
Well, look, the 13 gateways up right now. If he has a pylon there, that means 26 supply warped in every round. That's pretty insane. Look at this huge amount of zealots coming up. This is a powerful attack.
For a second, but
oh my god.
Zealots.
Yeah, look at this. He is pushing forward right now. Those ghosts trying to get some work done. Trying to pick off this Archon.
Ineffective Templar use for the most part. What I'm really worried about is this 30 supply advance for MC. There's not a lot of medevacs. No way, Jose, does he hold on this third, but jjakji, he's not going to hear it. He's going to try to do it right here. Nice angle if there ever was one. The AoE is not much, so this is a bit of a 300 hold if there ever was one. But MC just has so much stuff. There's no medevacs. Vikings landing. They too are dying on the right side of the battle screen here. And again, that 300 hold is actually proving to be pretty effective on the left side. Supplies equalizing. That's about as good of a hold as you could possibly get out of jjakji.
It certainly is. He was in a terrible spot there as far as supply and army composition goes, but his position was absolutely fantastic, and he continues to hold on against MC, taking the supply lead now, going up this ramp, and look at this, the Zealots just can't get the surface area required.
They really can. MC is seeing red. He thinks he can go for the kill here, and he's going to try it. He gets most of the Vikings. Again, keep in mind there's no medevacs here. 4 are about to enter the field, and that is... I mean, again, it was kind of a straight trades. He went into this, does MC with a 30 supply advantage. And you look at that equalizing. For me, the 4th base being set up behind this, the Templar and the Colossus, the Vikings all being reset. With the medevacs, I still give the advantage to MC on the exchange here. But what I want to say, I love this secret base top left.
Yes.
Because that is one of the best ways a Terran can come back on a map like this in particular.
You know what? I'm going to actually take the other end of it and say I like jjakji's trade just slightly more. He's got the double starport, so getting those medevacs out quickly. He's going to, like, MC had a complete army. Now he doesn't. I feel like if he had added a second robo right before that attack, he'd be in a gigantic lead after killing off all the Vikings and all the medevacs. So, like, the 2 starports would have been taxed. But as is, jjakji has a great set of units. There's no way for MC to do an attack like that again quite yet. He has to rebuild the Colossus count a bit more. But jjakji's also going up to 5 bases. So this game is looking like it is not going to end anytime soon.
No, I don't think you're super off base at all. I think there's definitely an argument to have for both sides. MC's going to, again, posture in the middle of the map. 4 Templar anchoring this force. But we have 3 medevacs approaching that natural. There were 3 cannons there, and Templar can be warped in, but these medevacs are very low in energy, so really it's going to be Storm that you're going to look at to deter this drop. Here it comes, it swings in there, and it's going to get some serious damage in.
This is exactly the type of drop we were talking about before. Those cannons, they don't even care about. Zealots are getting warped in, but you can't warp in 5 Zealots against 3 medevacs full of Marine Marauder, and he is getting a huge amount of damage done. This is so hurtful for MC, and as he moves back with his armor, we see jjakji on the minimap actually moving towards the 4th base of MC, and jjakji could take a gigantic lead with this move.
Just the Templar going to try to defend, but with this couple of spreads, that too is going to actually just be expensive for MC. The 4th base in danger of dying. The Templar with ineffective storms. There goes the Nexus. The natural Nexus dies as well. The army does push back those medevacs or straight kill him. We didn't actually see it, but in either case, a great trade for jjakji. MC has a supply advantage, but don't be, well, I mean, it's going to come down to the next fight. MC losing 2 bases like that needs to kill the army of jjakji. He needs to do it cost effectively.
In the blink of an eye, like we were talking about before, Nexuses go down. And that is what Nimbus is, guys. Like we saw MC play this map so well up to this point, but you're completely right in control. He needs to move, and he needs to do some serious, serious damage at this moment.
Well, he's coming in with a club. He's got the 2 Colossus, so not a huge X-factor number there. The Viking count is not, you know, canceling levels just yet. They'll get a couple lances in there, but what's the really big deal here is these Templar. If they get EMP'd, this army is half as scary. With the Storm, this could be the army that snowballs and just straight wins the game.
Well, a lot of EMPs there, a lot of Archons and High Templars here, so we'll see how this goes. jjakji definitely has potential to hold this quite easily, but we'll see. It's going to come down to Battle Micro. MC starting to move forward. jjakji trying to get back into a defensive position once again.
No, that's not it. He gets bunched up and stormed to oblivion. The Vikings are tailing and running away. There's the high ground defense that he needs, but this time he should lose his 3rd. Great ghost use there, getting rid of 2 of the Templar.
Ooh, even
but
picking
MC
off
scores a pretty big win there.
Yeah, to kill off this base is going to be a lot smart about how he's engaging here. Doesn't want to go up that ramp again. That's how he got so far behind and allowed jjakji back into this game. Now, of course, we see now it's a huge supply lead for MC, but let's not forget, he's mining from 1 base. If this army dies, he dies.
That's absolutely right. He's going after the base, and in the flank, here comes jjakji. Again, his army's not super big. There goes the 3rd base, if you even want to call it that. It dies quite easily. And jjakji pokes out and says, you know what, I'm going to think better of it. Kind of a small thing. He also actually killed his own rocks. Of course, those rocks are eventually going to die, But if there's ever a time this army of MC could just jump up that ramp, it's right now.
Seriously, this is so charged a lot heavy. He needs those rocks to be gone. They are gone now. He's starting to move up, but this is really good placement from jjakji's army, running through these buildings, trying to keep those Zealot damage to a minimum. But oh my god, all these Archons with these 2 remaining Colossus in his base. GG, MC does end up taking the game. A fantastic game number 1.
I have to agree with you there, Artosis. I love the back and forth, the subtleties, the direct, just straight violence between their armies. Both these players really went to town on each other with the full breadth of their strategies and their idea for this opening game. jjakji certainly had his high points. I loved his defense at the 3rd base. He had great drop play, taking advantage of the map, like you pointed out earlier. 5 medevacs late game with that 3 attack upgrade and medevac healing you. You're not going to get stopped by a few Zealots. But then MC turns it around with a much more controlled attack, targeting the income, essentially, of jjakji, and then capitalizing on the mistake of saying, okay, well, you can't afford a bigger army, I'm going to jump on you now.
You know, I think that jjakji did make a bit of a blunder killing those rocks, as you said, in control. I think that he needed to sit back because he had that hidden base still, so he still did have some income. Maybe he thought MC was remaking Nexuses or something, but MC really went all in with that last attack. He lost 2 Nexuses. He decided, okay, that's it, I'm going for it. Every mineral put into units, every piece of gas put into High Templars, and he just went, and he happened to kill him.